Hi everyone, it's Adrienne. I wanted to do a first impressions video on a deck that I got yesterday. It's the Tarot of Sacred Feminine. It's a Lo Scarabeo deck by Floriana Nativo and the artwork by Franco Rivoli. It's a 78 card deck. I know that there are some videos already out for the Tarot of Sacred Feminine. I know Wild Moon Woman did a great video on it, but I wanted to share some of my opinions. So I know there were some comments saying how people disliked the imagery of how the women were portrayed, and also some said that they didn't like how it was drawn by a man, but I do like the balance that it has because it's created by a woman and man, because I feel the masculine and feminine energy from this deck. I'm going to talk while I open it and show you guys. To me, the imagery does seem a little more animalistic. There's a lot of sexuality in it, and I do see where the Sacred Feminine title comes from, but I don't think that I would call it that particularly. I also feel like it's maybe a distinct type of energy that comes from the animalistic type of instinct. Did I just make sense? Instinctual type of energy. I hope I said that right. It made sense in my head. So there are extra cards. And I used to not get Lo Scarabeo decks because they have translations on borders sometimes. This deck doesn't, but I do have other decks that have that, and now I don't mind it. I think I was just being particular. I do like the backings of the deck. I'm putting it against the lighting so you can see how it is in person for the most part. I love Angst, and again, I do like the color. It's well, not again, but I do like the backings because it's not too dim, but it's not too in your face. And I think gold was a great choice. This is the little white book that it comes with. And I'm sorry I'm showing you guys stuff slanted. This is the backing. This is actually the first card that I got in the deck. So it has the translations for different languages. I'm not going to really go into this booklet, but these are for the court cards. And I do like how this book is written. It doesn't seem like your standard, this is what the card means, and this is the reversal for what the card means. It does seem more out there. It does have the goddesses that are portrayed in here and the different religions that it has. So say, this is random, but Three of Wands, pre-Islamic goddesses, a lot. The incense burner, Elzuza, the stork, the Ma'nat, the thread of life, represent our relationship with nature, harmony in actions, the capacity to create alliances. So it does give some of the descriptions, and it would make sense if I had the card on me. So that wasn't a very good example, but I may pull the book out when I show you guys some of the cards. These aren't in particular order, because I do get bored when I see cards in order in other videos, but it's completely fine if other people do it. It's not like it makes me angry or anything. But I do like the cardstock, and I love how it shuffles. It's a pretty thick. but not too thick, so it's flexible. So, oh, and I stopped shuffling, and this is the card that I got again. I've been getting this card a lot, and this is the Nine of Pentacles. And again, it doesn't have the translations at the bottom. To me, for this card, I know this sounds kind of weird, it looks like she's doing laundry. And that's like more of a simple way of I can do things on my own and I could support myself and I don't need anybody's assistance to do something, especially simple tasks and maybe even more difficult tasks, but it's being able to sustain yourself and maintain your personal life and also having a good financial situation and other types of physicalities with that. And I believe this is Bridget. They do have the symbols for the suits at the bottom. To me, I wouldn't really, call this a minimalistic deck. There is a simple type of way of drawing with it, but I guess in some cases you would call it that, and a lot of people would refer to this as minimalistic. But again, with the animalistic traits to the deck and to some of the pictures, this is the Five of Wands. And this could also be like taking things too far or having a victory and indulging in it. It's what I'm getting right now, but again, there are also other interpretations for the cards. But I like how some of them are really in your face. I got this one earlier, the Queen of Wands. And fun fact, my middle name means queen and it's also in the book, Regina. It's old-fashioned. I do like how they're dragging the man into the cave. And for that, for today it was more like it's your time to shine. I love this Hanged Man. The spider is one of my insect totems. I don't like looking at them, but I do love their energy and what they represent. And I love them for what they are, even though they kind of creep me out. There are a lot of snakes in here too, and each suit is depicted as something different. The Morgan is coming up soon, and she's the Knave of Pentacles. I haven't read that it's the Morgan, but it looks like the Morgan. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the Morgan, the triple goddess of death, walks with her crow among the corpses. It is the element of earth that is outstanding and a practical person. Again, I used to have red hair, and I do have the Morgan's altar. She's one of my goddesses, technically my main goddess. And I love the crones in here. I love crones in decks. I don't think I'm gonna show all the cards. I was just talking about this deck with Jane, and she responded back right before I started filming, or I did like 10 takes because I stutter a lot. But Jane is great. She's really good at getting out of print decks or any deck in general. You can tell her that this deck is so difficult to find. Only 3% of the population owns this deck. And the next day she'll show up with it and be like, I got it. And probably her local mystical shop or metaphysical shop. Another crone figure. I just love crones in decks. Skip that one. And I do like the raw emotion that you can get in the imagery. Oh, by the way, Jane is Empathic Tarot. And she's on YouTube and Instagram. She's so great. Okay, so I'm gonna start showing some of my cards that I really like, but I really do like cards like these because it just pops out at you. I know some people get mortified by imagery like that, but it makes me really think, and I am a very emotional person. And I love raw emotion, and it speaks to me like that. And that kind of stare is, sometimes it could be like a death stare, but other times it's like going into the depths of your soul. Or like mysterious type of stare. Like they're either straightforward or you don't know what they're thinking about. And I said I was going to point out ones that I liked. But it seems like I'm pointing out every card that I like because I really do love the imagery of this deck. It said 15% on my phone, so this is probably not going to be a long video at all. I think I have two things that I don't really like. And I guess the first one is how Medusa is portrayed in the deck. Because I do think of her as an African goddess. Because I believe it's the Middle East that they portray her as like a beautiful black woman with dreadlocks, and this doesn't really show that to me, but I understand the imagery and I respect the artist's decision in making it like that and how they feel about how they would like her to be portrayed. But I wouldn't mind that type, but I would prefer having it the way that I see her as. And she is one of my goddesses too. And she's a great protector and great for beauty, and I do like to use her in relationships too. So I was gonna say something else about her. Can't think of it right now. But I do feel like that depiction was transferred when she was heard of in the Western culture. I love the angels here. It kind of reminds me of the movie Legion, and that's a BA movie. Love the big wings too. because those powerful forces, sometimes they can be really intimidating because they're bigger than what we would see a normal human to be. And I have seen them like that, as well as the Morgan. The Morgan was huge, and it was like late at night. I really like this. And she had a lot of purple and black energy, and it was such an embodiment, and I was like staring in awe. That's an interesting sun card. Okay, I do like the Five of Pentacles. That's one of my main cards that I go to. This card was sticking out earlier. The Queen of Wands. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. Sorry if this is kind of boring, but I really do love the imagery in the deck and the type of imagery that it has, because there isn't a lot of distractions. Because I don't like too much, again. And there's also a sweetness to this, besides the intensity that it has in some of the cards. I like this one too. I don't really like the way that lovers are portrayed like this, but I understand it. I really like this one and the next one that comes up, because I love all of them, and the next one that comes up, and the next one. Man, I was going to say something else too. The other thing that I wasn't that fond of is that some of the pictures of more of the, I guess, ethnic backgrounds, they don't, well, to me, they don't really look like they're from those areas. But I don't mind. I really do like the snakes. I said I wasn't going to show all the cards, and I didn't. I think I missed like 10 of them. So I might as well finish them off. But I'm not going to go back to the ones that I missed already. It wasn't a lot anyway. Because it seems dark, but at the same time it's light, and that's why I like it, because there's a balance that's to it. I really do think that I'm going to enjoy this deck, and I hope that some of my interpretations sounded okay for you and wasn't just, where did you get that? Did you just pull that out of a hat? Or, you know. So that wasn't much of a video, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Thank you.